think I'm going to lose sleep tonight. I think I am. I don't know how to recover from that loss. Got a day off tomorrow, so that helps. But, yeah. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight. That was a terrible loss. That was a terrible loss when you had him dead to rights. And your offense couldn't do anything to finish the killing blow. That's the issue tonight. That is the issue tonight. Welcome, everyone, back to TTP Sports. The Phillies lose Game 2, and the series is now tied. The NLDS between the Phillies and the Braves going back to Philadelphia for a Game 3 this Wednesday. And you blew it. You blew it this game. You had a 4-0 lead. Zack Wheeler was pitching unbelievably. He was absolutely nasty tonight. And you had way too many chances to deliver a killing blow. Max Fried, you got him out of the ball game quickly because you knew he was still dealing with the blister. You found a way to get to him. You drove his pitch count up mightily. You scored 4 runs off of him. But then their bullpen comes in. You leave way too many runners on base, man. You had bases loaded in the top of the first inning. You only scored 1 run. And that wasn't even with the bases loaded. That was an Alec Bohm single after a Trey Turner double. You have bases loaded, 2 outs after that. You don't do anything there. You get a bunch of base runners, multiple base runners in every other inning. You get a man on second. You don't do anything here. You got 2 runners on. You don't do anything here. You get 2 runners on, no out. Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto in the top of the 6th inning, and that's where the game truly changed. That's where the game truly changed in the top of the 6th inning. Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto up. They both foul out to end the inning with 2 runners on base. Kyle Schwarber and Alec Bohm. They don't even move the runners over. They don't even score them. That was the issue. You left 11 runners on base today. You left 11 runners on base tonight. You had the Braves dead to rights. And you allowed them to come back into the game. Because you couldn't put more runs on the board. And then what even swung the game even further was 2 outs in the 6th inning. Zack Wheeler looked like he was cruising through that 6th. But then he gets ahead in the account to Ronald Acuna, ends up walking him, and then Ozzie Albies swings at the first pitch, doubles down the right field line. Nick Castellanos makes a good play to get the ball back into the infield very quickly to prevent Acuna from scoring. But, Trey Turner, not paying attention, boots the incoming throw, the relay throw from Nick Castellanos in the infield, and as he's booting it, Ronald Acuna scores because of it. So the Braves get on the board. It's their first run of the series, and now they have life. Zack Wheeler gets out of the inning before more damage is done. But I think at that point in the game, Zack Wheeler should have been done. No fault on Zack Wheeler, in my opinion. Zack should have been done after the 6th. That's my call there. Bring your bullpen out for a clean inning, and you let him do it the rest of the way with a 3-run lead. Nope, Rob Thomson. And I understand Rob going back to Zack in that situation. He's your ace. You think, okay, he'll just blow it off. He only has 80-something pitches. Let him go back out there for the 7th inning, and we'll see if he can get out of it. I understand that from Rob. But I would think the way Rob Thomson was as aggressive in Game 1 with the day off with Ranger Suarez, why doesn't he just keep that same mindset here? Okay, they finally figured out how to get the Zack Wheeler in that bottom of the 6th inning. Even though he got out of it, they scored 1 run. Why bring Zack Wheeler back out there? Because instantly, Matt Olson singles. He manages to get Ozuna to strike out, but then one of the very few mistakes that Zack Wheeler made all night was a hanging slider to Travis d'Arnaud, and he crushes it, and all of a sudden, it's a 1-run game. All of a sudden. Why not give the Braves a different look? Why not bring Jose Alvarado out to start the 7th inning to face Matt Olson, and maybe Matt Olson doesn't get on. And Alvarado finishes the way of that inning and retires the side in order. Maybe that happens. Why not bring Alvarado out for a clean inning? You don't do that. Zack Wheeler, it becomes a 1-run game. Alvarado gets the first outs of the bottom of the 8th inning. Your offense basically went quiet the rest of the game until that top of the 9th inning, and we'll get to that top of the 9th inning because oh boy, that honestly really pissed me off. Bottom of the 8th inning, Alvarado comes back out there to face the first batter, and he manages to get him out. It was Michael Harris, and then you bring in Hoffman to face the top of the lineup and Ronald Acuna and Ozzie Albies. And the first pitch that Hoffman throws was right at Acuna's elbow. So he hits him with the first pitch he throws, He gets a base runner there, and that's the last thing you want it to happen. Ozzy Albies chops one up the right field line to Bryce Harper, so you get the second out of the inning, but that brings Acuna over the second base, so that's the tying run there. And then Hoffman battles in the at-bat with Riley, and this is the pitch sequence that I just don't understand, because in the first 2 games, you challenged Riley with high velocity. You challenged him with velocity, high heat, and you know that's the one thing that the Braves struggle with is velocity. Their slugging percentage is drastically lower against pitches above 97 miles an hour, 97 miles an hour and above. Why take the risk even throwing an off-speed pitch there, 3-2? Why even risk it throwing in the zone? Because the 2 pitches that they hit out of the ballpark today were off-speed, that were hanging in the middle of the zone. Why throw that in the 3-2 count? Why not just challenge him fastball, hit, heat up in the zone, get him to chase because you know he's going to try to protect? Why not do that? Why wasn't that the pitch call? Instead, Riley one-hands it out of the ballpark, and the Braves are up 5-4, and that's the ball game there. Bryce Harper does lead off the 9th inning with a walk, and the Braves probably made the smartest decision there, not having Rhys Iglesias face Bryce Harper. They used AJ Minter in a wraparound. He walks Bryce, then they bring in Iglesias. JT pops up, and then Nick Castellanos put a fantastic charge into the ball the other way. Michael Harris makes a fantastic play in the outfield, and Bryce Harper gets doubled up. So I have no idea what Bryce Harper's doing in that situation. Did he think the ball was going to get down? Did he not think Michael Harris was not going to make the catch? It just can't happen, man. It just can't happen. I don't care that the Braves went, 14, 15 innings scoreless in the first 2 games. You just gave them life. And in every situation possible, you would say, yeah, I'm happy that they got the split in the first 2 games, but this is not a situation where I'm happy with that, because you had them dead to rights. You had them dead to rights with a 4-0 lead with chances to extend it and to put the killing blow out there, and you didn't. And Rob Thomson made mistakes today with the pitching management. He left Zack Wheeler in there way too long, and he didn't let the bullpen come in for clean innings. That's the issue. That is the issue. And of course, the only time Jeff Hoffman allows a home run, the only time Jeff Hoffman has made a mistake this year, of course it ends up in the Phillies bullpen. Of course it ends up. It just can't happen, man. It just can't happen. I'm not saying the series is over by no shot at all. No shot at all. It's just the fact that you gave them life. And we say that, okay, yeah, last year the Phillies shocked them in game 1. They looked lifeless in that game. They stole that one, but then the Braves, on a couple of Phillies mistakes in game 2, they found a way to win that Zack Wheeler game as well. Then the Phillies completely destroyed them in the Citizens Bank Park. And that very well can happen again, no doubt. That very well might happen again. We don't know what's going to happen when you go into Citizens Bank Park. We don't know if the Braves are going to carry the momentum from this win. We don't know if the Phillies offense is going to magically wake up and start hitting with runners in scoring position, because that's still an issue in these first few playoff games. It really is. It really now is becoming an issue. It was an issue in the first game against the Marlins. It was an issue in the second game against the Marlins, but no one really talked about the second game against the Marlins because you won 7-1. No one talked about it in game 1 because you won that game 3-0. You shut them out, and now the runners in scoring position issue is now becoming an issue. A really true issue, because you lost the game because of it. Because you had a chance to deliver that killing blow and you couldn't. You score a 5th run, you score a 6th run, you score a 7th run, the Braves don't come back. They're dead. Their souls are gone. There's no life in that ballpark. They're dead. But no. You choke up with runners on, you don't get another run home, and that's the issue. You get some nice runs in this ballgame. Yeah, Bohm gets the run in the first inning, but you don't score bases loaded. JT with a huge 2-run shot. Nick Castellanos running the base paths, forcing throwing errors from the Braves, and then Stott gets a productive out with a sac fly. 4-0. Yeah, I was electric at that point. But you still had way too many opportunities. And if you won this game, I wouldn't have brought that back up. It's just insane. It's insane. You're going back to Philadelphia, and that is a clear difference in home field advantage. I just needed to win this one. You had a chance to win this one. That's why this stings a little more. If you lost this game like 5-2, 7-2, Okay, you lost that one. You're going back to Philadelphia. You split the first 2 games. Not losing like that. Not losing like in that fashion. 4-0 lead. You don't extend it, and then you allow them to come back into the ball game because realistically, the Trey Turner era brought the Braves back into the ball game. Because if Trey Turner doesn't make that mistake, Acuna doesn't score, and Wheeler gets Riley out, and the Braves are still haven't scored a run, and they're probably choking up the rest of the game. But they scored that run. They get life in their bats. Their ballpark becomes a little bit more louder, and that's the result there. You let it slip. You let it slip. That's my problem. That's my problem with this. And I don't know if the momentum's going to carry over. You got a day off tomorrow to rest the pitchers, to rest the bullpen again, even though you only use 2 arms. So, majority of the bullpen is going to be rested. I'm not sure what pitcher the Braves are using on Wednesday. They still haven't announced who's their Game 3 starter. I'm assuming it's going to be Elder, and then it's going to be Spencer Strider for Game 4. That's what I would assume. And then if you're thinking for the Phillies' perspective, Aaron Nola is pitching Game 3. Who's pitching Game 4? Is it going to go back to Ranger Suarez since he didn't pitch the full game in Game 1? Is that going to be the case? I have no idea. I have no idea. You just let it slip, and that can't happen. You let it slip, and that can't happen. And, of course, the Arizona Diamondbacks, they're already blowing out the Dodgers again. Oh, man. It's so deflating, man. You just let it slip out of the palm of your fucking hand. 11 runners left on base. 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. You out-hit them 9-4. But 2 errors. 2 errors. And Bryce Harper base running mistake. And Rob Thomson this game, in my opinion. Zack Wheeler was awesome. Zack Wheeler was awesome. 6 1/3, 3 hits. Okay, 2 earned runs. One of those was an error because of Trey Turner. 1 walk and 10 strikeouts. Zack Wheeler started the game off 6 strikeouts in a row, basically. Besides that first error from Trey Turner on Matt Olson. Zack Wheeler was awesome. I don't blame him this. I think Rob Thomson put him into a position to fail. He put him into a position to fail. That's my thought there. Why not be aggressive with the bullpen like you were with Ranger because you have an off day tomorrow? Why not be aggressive? Bring the bullpen out, give him a different look. You go to Alvarado in the 7th with a clean inning, 4-0 still, and then you go to Hoffman with a clean inning in the 8th. It's just something different. Give him a different look. Because it just kind of felt like that Wheeler was gassed after that. It just kind of felt like that. You just leave that one pitch hanging to d'Arnaud, it's all of a sudden it's a completely different ballgame, man. It just is. It just is. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. Got to see how Game 3 goes first. I got to see how Game 3 goes. I'm still mad that you didn't get the 2 games because even though you could say at the end of the day you got the split in Atlanta and that's the most important thing coming back home with 2 games here, you had him dead the rights. You just had him dead the rights, man. I just can't accept that. I cannot accept that. You had him dead the rights. You had him dead the rights. I can't accept it. You had him. You had him dead the rights. You had him dead the rights. Here's Rob Thomson. It's a little disappointing. You get up 4-0 on these guys. We had opportunities to break it in, and we didn't. That's a little disappointing, but we got home field advantage now. We split. We're going back home. It's going to be It's going to be wild, Rob Thomson says. I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be. Trying to see anything else here. Trying to think what's going to happen here. I need something to cheer me up. I need something to cheer me up. What can I do to cheer myself up? What can I do to cheer myself up here? Because I need to figure out a way to sleep tonight. I need to figure out a way to relax after this. I need to figure out a way to recuperate after this. I think this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is a little bit of a therapy session here, boys. A little bit of a therapy session here. This is for all you guys in the chat here, too. David, Julian, everyone else in the chat. Who else? Channel name, Star Wars, T-Man, Mind Freak. This is all American Loyalist. This is all a therapy session for all of you to get everyone here in the same mindset. This is everyone here in the same mindset. This is what we're going to do. Everyone here, we're going to be in the same mindset here. The Braves, you weren't going to keep them quiet all the time. You weren't going to keep them quiet all the time as my earbud falls out. And I'm sorry, I'm constantly fumbling with my hair because I just don't like the way it's looking right now on camera. What else? I just lost my train of thought. This is a terrible stream. This is what happens when you're in your fields, boys. This is what happens when you're in your fields. This is what happens when you're in your fields. You got to split in Atlanta. You weren't going to shut this team down all along. If last year is any type of replication, you grabbed their throats in game 1 and shocked them. And then game 2, a couple of mistakes was the result in the loss. Basically, carbon copy. Just last year, you didn't blow a 4-0 lead. So let's remove the 4-0 lead there. You split the first 2 games. Now you're going back to Philadelphia, tied 1-1 again. Aaron Nola is getting the first start, like he did last year in game 3. Citizens Bank Park is going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. We thought last year after game 2, the Braves grabbed the momentum. After the Rhys error, after, shutting us out, we thought the offense was dead again. But then magically, when you got the Citizens Bank Park, the offense erupted. It took a little bit in a couple of innings against an injured Spencer Strider, but the offense erupted in game 3 in Philadelphia. And you took that game mightily. And then you went into game 4, you did it again. So why not? Why can it not happen again? Why can it not happen again? This series isn't over. It's only tied. Go back to Philadelphia, in your crowd, in your stadium, and just do it again. Send these Braves teams backing home. You're not going back to Atlanta for a game 5. You're going back to Atlanta to play on the golf course. That's what you're doing. You're going back to Atlanta to play golf. You're not going back to play baseball because we're winning this series in Philadelphia. That's what's going to happen. We're going to win game 3. Aaron Nola shoves it and the offense explodes. And then the same thing's going to happen in game 4, whoever's pitching. I would assume it's going to be Ranger Suarez because he didn't get that much of a pitch count in game 1. And this is basically perfectly right for a 5-day rest here for game 4 for him. So that's exactly what I'm expecting to happen. Go back to Philadelphia, win the 2 games. That's all you got to do now. Let the Braves fans talk their shit. They were the ones that were complaining the entire afternoon about complaining about the playoff format. That's what they were doing, all of it. That's what they were doing all afternoon. Even the media, they were complaining about the playoff format and all that stuff. Sometimes the baseball gods don't, bring karma to the people that deserve karma because, in honesty, you should have won this game. But you throw it away. I trust this locker room. I trust this clubhouse to not let them get deflated by this loss. They've been through losses like this many times this year. They know how to fight through that adversity. They've been through that adversity all season long. We saw what Trey Turner did, when he was struggling in the field, during those, stints, that one game in Miami where he had those huge errors that cost him the game. I expect now Trey Turner to have a big moment in these next 2 games. I expect it. I expect Trey Turner to have a big moment in these 2 games because he is overdue for a home run. He is so overdue to hit a home run here. And when he hits a home run in either games 3 or 4, Citizens Bank Park is going to go crazy. Citizens Bank Park, it's going to blow the non-existent roof off the place. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Right now, these first 2 games are a carbon copy of each other in the first, basically from this year and last year. Just basically the only difference is you blew a 4-0 lead. You didn't even score the run last time in game 2. Costly errors here. And we'll see what it is. We'll see what happens. Rhys Hoskins made the huge error in game 2, and then he hit that huge bat slam home run in game 3 to send the ballpark into a frenzy. Trey Turner's going to do it this year. Trey Turner's going to do it this year. So, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. Just see if there's anything else here on Twitter from Phillies or anything like that. Nick Castellanos says we thrive after getting punched in the face. I firmly believe it. I firmly believe it. What else? What else? We're going to be seeing Strider in game 4. Man. Man. Yeah. Braves are a team. You have to finish them. You have to finish them. I think we said that in I think every single does momentum carry game to game in the postseason? I'm not sure. It didn't last year when the Braves won game 2, so why can't it happen this year? You know what I mean? I think Trey Turner's going to have a big moment in these next 2 games. I think Trey Turner's going to have a big moment. I just firmly believe it. Okay. Before we end this off, everybody, I'll get to the comment section. We don't have anything in the voice anytime hotline, so I'll get to you guys in the chat here before I end it off. I've been talking all day, so my voice kind of hurts. And I have a headache. So, T-Man, I'm watching Monday Night Football to take my mind off this game. I'll go in the comment below. This is my opinion of why we lost. I'll check out tomorrow what you think about it. I'm confident the Phillies will win at home. I'm confident too. I'm confident too. I blame most of this game on Rob Thomson. The bullpen is a main factor of preventing scores. He should have taken out Wheeler as soon as a hit was generated. Also, Turner has to be better. I agree. I completely agree. I completely agree. David, how you doing? Yeah, Star Wars, that was a terrible loss. I am so disappointed we let an extremely dominant Wheeler game go to complete waste. Yeah, we did. We did. Strangely enough, this is almost a copycat of last year's Phillies-Braves series. Wheeler lost game 2 in 2022 and came back and won game 3 and 4. Yep. I'm sick too, Julian. I'm sick too. We gotta bounce back. Keep the cockiness going, Julian. I need cocky Julian back. I need cocky Julian back. I can understand being afraid now, though. I can understand it, though. But you're not in trouble until you lose the first game at home. You're not in trouble until you lose a game at home. That's how every series works in playoffs. You're not in trouble until you lose a home game. This has Cliff Lee 2 meltdown all over again. Phillies have never won a game 2 past the wild card round ever. That's insane. Are you serious? Wow. So that means they've never swept a team in their history? That can't be true. That can't be true. They've never won a game 2 in their history. That can't be true. Are the Dodgers choking? Oh, yeah, it looks like it. They're losing 3-0. Flyers are not playing until Thursday. Most of us would have been fine if we went 1-1 in Atlanta, but it just shouldn't have gone like that. I agree. Jericho says, my Braves just got lucky. Phillies are still good. Well, you got a Braves fan providing us at least some comfort. Gareth therapy. Can't believe we blew that 4-run lead. Wheeler pitching a one-hitter. Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Yep, I do remember the costly Rhys error. Deja vu. Definitely. Well, we thought that last year in Game 2, Leland. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Turned the game off at the end of the 7th. Glad I did. Turner better hit 4 home runs the rest of the series, or he'll shall be the GOAT. Eddie, man, the Braves are a team that when you have them down, you have to finish them. You can't let them off the mat and give them a momentum. Game 3 is a much win for Phillies. The Braves bats has woken up. Well, we got to see what happens. Trey Turner needs a big home run to forget about Game 2. I agree. I agree. I agree. SMH. Yeah. You should have won this game. You should have won this game. But now I'm going to try to move into thinking that, okay, you're going back to Philadelphia, 2 games here. You're not in trouble until you lose a home game. That's the common trope in every playoff series in every sport. You're not in trouble, well, except football. 1 loss, you're done. I'm talking about playoff games, sports that have series. Basically, baseball, hockey, and basketball. You're not in trouble until you lose a home game. That's basically it. Yeah, you left 11 runners on base. Can't happen. That can't happen. Can't happen. Also, think about this, too. I know I'm comparing, 2 completely different types of teams. Remember last year in the NLCS when the Phillies blew a 4-run lead to the Padres in Game 2? We all thought that was going to be a downfall there. It didn't turn out to be. So, let's see what happens. But also, can we stop with the center fielders making the dynamic catches at the end of the game? You know what I mean? Can we stop that? It was Chaz McCormick fucking last year, now fucking Michael Harris. Are you gonna be kidding me? Yeah, should have had about 7-8 runs. But, yep, could have, would have, should have. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. Man. Man, oh man. Should have won this game. You didn't. But now you got to bounce back. You got a day off tomorrow. Resurface. I don't think this team is capable of holding a loss like that. I just don't think they are. So, we'll be fine. 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 So, that's going to do it for tonight, everybody. Try to get some Hello. Okay, now it's back. The minute I bump into the cable on the mic goes out. But the mic is back. So like I said, boys, this will be it for tonight. I've been talking for basically since 6 o'clock, so that's 4 straight hours. So I'll call it for tonight. I appreciate you guys joining the watch party and everything like that. So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to check out everything in the description down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. It does me a great deal of service. Definitely join the TTP Sports family. What else? Also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Tough one tonight, boys. Very tough one. You should have won this game. You didn't. But now you're going back to Philadelphia for Red October, Citizens Bank Park. We'll see what happens there. I have faith in this team to close it out at home. 2 more games. They did it last year. Why can't they do it again? So we'll see. Thank you guys for joining tonight. I'll see you.